Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Sephrok the Pathfinder, and this is actually my first edited video on YouTube. So if you enjoy it, please like, subscribe, hit me up in the comments if you'd like to see more on MMOs and survival style games. I also stream on Twitch as Sephrok, and I'll be playing Pantheon Rise of the Fallen as well as Monsters and Memories in the upcoming weeks and months. So the new EverQuest 2 Origin server is here. And who's ready to return to Norath to scratch that nostalgia itch? I am. So if you're like me, it's been years since you played, or even a brand new player, then you're going to want to check out these 10 tips that I got for you for both new and returning players. So let's get into it. All right, first up at number 1, we're going to be just setting up our UI. If you're a returning player, you might see this import user interface settings pop up, and you can just import your UI from another character. If you're a new player, you're gonna have to just play around with the UI, and I recommend taking a bit just to move things around, play with the windows. I like to open up 4 hotbars just like this, and I'll show you why in a second. Actually, I have way more than 4 open, but you'll see here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and load a UI that I already have set up. Get rid of this hotbar here. And something that I recommend doing after you set up your UI, going to options, controls, and setting up all of your hot buttons here, because I think by default some things might be a little bit off, or you might just want to customize it how you want it. So for example, to hotbar 3, I make sure hotbar 3 is actually all my control abilities, and then hotbar 4 I have it set to all my shift abilities. So hotbar 1 is just 1 through equal sign, 2 is alt, 3 is control, 4 is shift. Another thing I do just for my preference, I actually add some hot buttons for V, T, F, and G, and that's just a personal preference. But you can see here I have this hot button is V, T, F, and G, and that's just extra keys that I can make a extra macro for, like an incoming macro or harvesting node macro, and I'll show that a bit later on in another section. Another thing that I do is I set, let me see if I can find it here, I set C to consider instead of opening my character window. And I moved the character, so I set the character window to I, because I think by default it's C. That just makes it closer to original EverQuest. And then, let's see, man keys, I think consider, I set that to C, just like original EverQuest. And that's just a personal preference. But you can do whatever you want, but I highly recommend setting this stuff up. It just makes life a lot easier for you when you are, going to group and getting out in the world. This is a good place to do it. At number 2, once you get through the tutorial, you're going to start on the Newbie Island. There's one for good and one for evil. I recommend staying at this island and doing all the quests here, and just getting yourself ready before you go out in the world, unless you have like a dedicated group or a guild that you're rolling with.
Welcome. I am.
It's better off just going through.
I am very glad to hear it.
Getting all your newbie quest armor, and you get a weapon at the end too. Plus, there's plenty of mobs, plenty of quests to do here, and also plenty of resource nodes. So before I left this island, I made sure to get all of my resources that I'm going to need, get some bags in the bank, and just stock up on everything so I can, once I get out of here, I could just craft with everything. Oh, hey, I already got a rare one. But yeah, I think this is the best zone to get your, your first armor set, your weapon, and all of your harvesting taken care of. Another thing to keep in mind is the collection quests. There's 2 collection quests in the Newbie Island, and they look like this here. Someone's grabbing this one, but there's 2 of them. I recommend completing them both because they both give a huge chunk of experience. And all you got to do is come out to these beaches, and sometimes they spawn in the water, but most of the time they're on the beach. and collect the little shinies. And it should automatically pop up a window. Let me see if I can grab one here, over here in this area. But I think I did it at level 2 or 3 on my other character, and I got like a half level of experience. So, which obviously it's not much at it's not much experience at a low level, but every bit helps. All right, here it is here. I collect this, and a window's going to pop up that lets me add it to my collections. All you got to do is click add. But before I do that, it does go into your inventory. So just in case you don't click add, it is in your inventory. You just have to examine it. But I'm going to add it. And there we go. I just got to collect the 4 other shells, and then once you get a full collection, you just come over to the collector NPC, and it'll show that you completed a quest with them, which should be over here in the newbie town. Yep, Paula marks the collector right here. And their name might be different on the evil island. This is the good island. This is where you would turn in the collection once it's completed. And at number 3, I'm going to show you how to speed up your collection and harvesting nodes. How much time you spend on clicking them. So what we're going to do, we're going to press O to go into to create a macro. And I already made a harvest macro here. So I'm going to right click on it and edit it. And as you can see, I've used the command /target nearest NPC and then /use. And I just named it harvest. And I dragged it down to my G key here that I had set up earlier. I also put it on mouse button 4, just because sometimes I like to play one-handed. So basically, I could walk up to this, click the hotkey, or, press, well, I'll just click it just for example here, but I'll click this, and it's just going to target that automatically and harvest it. So I can walk around just using one hand up with my mouse, and just press mouse button 4, and boom, it harvests nodes. You can also use this for collectibles. When I first learned this was game-changing, because if you're OCD like me and like to complete everything and collect everything, this one is for you. Next up at number 4, I'm going to show you where to go for crafting. It's probably one of the questions I saw the most in global chat, is where to start your crafting quest. So like I said earlier, I recommend just getting all your materials in the while you're on the Newbie Island. But once you get to Freeport or Kinos, however you pronounce it, you're going to want to go to one of the little suburbs. I'm sure Kinos has the same kind of suburb system as Freeport. And you're going to want to find where the crafting trainer is, as well as the crafting instance. Every single suburb has it. So for this suburb that I'm in here, you can see the crafting trainer here, and this is the guy you're going to talk to turn in your note. And I'm pretty sure you can, if you for some reason you destroy your note, I'm pretty sure you can buy it from him. I saw one of the GMs post something about that earlier, but I don't see it on here. Maybe it's because I already did it. But this is where you pick up your quest. Also, something to note is once you get to level 9 crafting, make sure you just talk to one of the crafting NPCs to level up to 10. You don't have to get max experience in level 9 to do it. As soon as you hit level 9, once you do the quest, it'll automatically ding you to level 10. And I'll show you where you do that. So the NPC for the questing and stuff is this guy here. Oh, and this is the guy that has the starting a trade skill profession. So if for some reason you lose the note, you can buy it here. There's either a bug or something going on where people weren't getting the note. So just in case, you can buy it here. But this guy will give you quests that'll help you get to level 9 in crafting. Then you come back and talk to him or one of the NPCs to get to level 10. So I think that's the same case from 19 to 20. I'll know that when I get there, and I'll post an update. At number 5, while we're in the crafting area, if you go all the way down to the bottom, you're gonna find your broker. I haven't seen the good side of this, but I'm sure there's a broker in the goodie side. But here's your broker. This is where you can search for things on the open market of players. You can also sell things on here as well. So when you make a sale, it'll just populate the money you made from the sale in here, and you can just take the coin. So I just made 8 silver. I'm selling stuff earlier. All you got to do is put in bags in here, and that increases your how many slots you can have to be able to sell. At number 6, another thing I recommend doing, especially for new players, is setting up your global chat channels. If you right-click on your chat window, go to chat options, you can make sure that you join like auction, LFG, newbie, your class channel, general. And that's if you want to see global channels. There's also a trading channel or crafting channel. You know, if you have crafting questions, you can post in the crafting channel, and people are usually more than willing to help. Obviously, looking for group, pretty straightforward. But yeah, this has helped out a lot when, you know, I didn't know the answer to a question, and I could just join the appropriate channel and ask. Or if I'm looking for a group, the best place to go for that is the LFG channel. You can also see other people posting that, hey, we need a tank, we need a healer, and you can join people that way. And at number 7, we're going to talk about food and drink. Food and drink is really important because it increases your health regeneration and your power regeneration. So food is for health and sometimes give you stats, and drink is for power regen. So when you're out fighting, you're in a group, you're soloing, whatever, you're going to want to make sure you have food and drink equipped. But if you're just crafting, you're spending time in town, you don't need your food and drink, and you may not want to waste it because it might be costly to make, or it might take a lot of ingredients, or you just want to be frugal, or you don't want to be constantly buying stuff from the broker. So when I'm in town, I just unequip my food and drink, and I try to remember to do that whenever I'm in town, so that way I'm not wasting it. And this is going to last you a lot longer, because each one, depending on the type of food you get, it may only last you, 30 minutes to an hour each. So you're going to go through it quick, especially when you're out hunting. So when you're hanging around in town, or you're just casually playing, you're going AFK a lot, unequip your food and drink. That'll save you some money. And at number 8, for this one, we're going to go to the EverQuest 2 website. They have a pack that they released for the Origin server, specific to the server. And if you want to support EverQuest 2 and the team and what they're doing, this is a good way to support them. But also, it's going to help you out in game. It's going to give you a nice mount to start out with. It's going to give you a nice bag as well. I don't know exactly how many slots it is. You also get a merchant crate, which I believe is a 60 slot crate, which you can use for selling items on the broker. That's huge. So that's going to help you out a lot. You're also going to get 2 adventurous potions of advancement, which is 15% experience bonus, and 2 artisan potions of advancement, which helps you level up your crafting. And we're up to number 9. At number 9, I'm going to demonstrate how to switch zones if your group members are in a different instance. Because of how many players are on the server, there's instances of zones like Common Lands 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So I'm in Common Lands 2 right here, and I'm just going to right-click on my group member who's in Common Lands 3, and click Go to the Common Lands 3. And that should switch me straight over to them. One thing I've ran into is this only seems to work in like outdoor zones. I don't think it works in dungeons. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but when I was in Wailing Caverns, or whatever it's called, Wailing Caves, I couldn't get it to work. So, but it does work nicely for outdoor zones. That way you don't have to like zone out and back in and reset your position and stuff. And as you can see, I'm in the same spot I was when I started. And last but not least, at number 10, this one's just kind of a fun one, but it is /cutemode with no spaces. And what that does, it makes everyone's head big. So if you like running around and giggling at everyone's big heads, this works on NPCs too and some mobs, then use /cutemode. In my opinion, it's the only way to play EverQuest 2. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in and checking out my list of 10 tips and tricks for new and returning players. If you did get anything from this and you got this far, please throw me a like, subscribe, maybe even leave me a comment. This is the first of possibly many videos for me, and seeing how everyone reacts will really help me and motivate me to learn how to do new things, spice up the channel, and make some content for people. So thanks everyone for tuning in. This is Sephrok the Pathfinder. I will see you next time.